Hi, boys and girls. Oh, it's Mrs. Frog again. And Mrs. Frog wanted to tell you about her habitat, a pond habitat, and that's where frogs live. But first, we're going to read a story about From Tadpole to Frog. And this is by Kathleen Weirder Zofield, and it's published by Scholastic. Put it down here. In the spring, you may see frog eggs in the still water of a pond. Each egg is a ball of clear jelly with a small dark center. There's one frog egg. Hundreds of eggs stick together in a clump called frog spawn. Inside the eggs, tiny tadpoles are growing. At first, they look like small dark specks. In a few days, little heads and tails take shape. Take a closer look. A tadpole inside its clear jelly egg. Soon the tadpoles are big enough to wiggle out of their eggs. After feeding on the jelly of their eggs for a while, the tadpoles wave their tails and swim away. Gills on the outside of a tadpole's body help it breathe underwater. There's the gills right there on the sides. The tadpole's main job is to eat and grow. So here's some of the plant life in the pond. Many of the tadpoles will be eaten by hungry bugs, fish, or turtles, but a few escape. They will grow to be frogs. A water bug attacks a tadpole. Uh-oh. Watch out, tadpole. Tadpoles do not look much like frogs. Tadpoles do not look much like the frogs they will become. A tadpole has a strong, long tail for swimming. The tadpole has a hard mouth. It uses its mouth to scrape soft plants from the rocks and pebbles in the pond. There's some rocks and pebbles on the bottom of the pond. After a few weeks, the tadpole has grown 2 hind legs, and the tadpole gills have moved inside its body. That's pretty cool. Lungs are beginning to form inside the tadpole's body too. Now and then it swims up. The tadpole puts its head out of the water. It takes little breaths of air. As the tadpole's lungs grow stronger, its gills shrink away. 2 front legs begin to grow where its gills once were. No more gills, it's getting lungs. By the time it is about 2 months old, the front tadpole's mouth has become wider. The tadpole starts to eat small bugs now. For a few more weeks, the tadpole's tail shrinks and shrinks. And now the tadpole's strong legs and its webbed feet help it to swim. There they are right there, the webbed feet. The tadpole has changed into a small frog, and soon the frog will leave the pond. The frog spends much of its time out of the water, but it likes to stay wet, so it does not go far from the pond. The little frog catches bugs and worms. It swallows them in its wide mouth. The frog eats and grows, and it gets bigger every day. After about 2 or 3 years, the frog is fully grown, and every spring there will be a new frog eggs in the pond. So boys and girls, I want to show you some pictures of things that you might find in a pond habitat where a frog would live. So we have a picture of some lily pads that the frog jumps on. And jumps from lily pad to lily pad or rests on, and there's the lilies, the flowers. And these are called cattails because they kind of look like a cattail. You'll find those by a pond too. And then here are some word cards. Now, I'm going to put my finger over this one because we don't have alligators in our ponds, but we do have turtles, fish, duck, frogs, tadpoles, dragonflies, swans, salamanders, snails, water bugs, and heron. And here's another picture of, there we go, a pond. And there's lots of different things. There's ducks in there, fish, there's frogs, there's lots of different water bugs, dragonflies, mosquitoes, and turtles. Yeah, watch your finger. Okay, so my next thing I'm going to show you is this really cool pond habitat I made today. And I put some long grass in there, a log for a frog, because this is his home, some leaves, and I made some lily pads out of these little pieces of foam, green foam, because they float, and there's a lily flower, and there's some rocks, bigger rocks, smaller pebbles, and water plants for your frog. So we are going to, put it down a little bit, honey.
Okay.
We are going to play a little game, and you're going to tell me what belongs in a pond habitat. All right, so can you see that? Does a frog belong in a pond? Yes, so we're gonna put that in here.
Oops.
Okay. Are you covering with your finger? Just watch out.
Sometimes, but it's okay.
Okay. What about a dolphin? Do we find dolphins near our ponds? Nope, that's not gonna be in there. What about a turtle? Would that belong in a pond? Of course, yes. There, we're gonna put the turtle in there. How about a seahorse? Would that belong in a pond around where we live? Nope. What about a fish? Would that belong in a pond? Yes, we'll put that in there. And what about this crab? Would he belong in a pond? Nope, that's another ocean animal. We'll put him over there with the ocean animals. And the last one is a duck. Would a duck belong in a pond? Yes, it does. So, boys and girls, you can make this habitat too if you like. If you have any grass you can find and rocks, you can make some lily pads. And if you have any of the pond critters that I had, some animals, you can put those in there too, and you can play with it as well. So, have fun, boys and girls, making your frog habitat. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.